Right now at 6, a traffic stop turns deadly for a Missouri deputy.
And we've got warm and windy conditions, red flag warnings in place. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, the U.S. men's hockey team receives a hero's welcome after the historic Olympic gold medal victory.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. At 6 a.m., I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Tuesday, February the 24th. Happy Tuesday to everybody. And we have almost got a repeat of a week ago today. We have red flag warnings in place. We have fire weather concerns across the area. The only difference is our humidity levels are about 5 to 10% better than what they were a week ago. Still very dry air, just not as dry.
It feels a bit like deja vu, you know?
It certainly does. We're warm, we're windy, and boy, it was cold yesterday across the region. It was cold last week prior to the fire weather, and that's part of the thing, though, is those gusty winds bring that warmer air in, but under these dry conditions, with the drought situation in the area, it brings a fire danger that we're not typically accustomed to, especially 1 week apart from another one.
Definitely have to be careful right
Absolutely. We're going to start, though, with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And again, we already have cloudy skies across the region. Hard to see because we don't have that much, daylight out there right now. But I assure you, it is mostly cloudy. KDOT camera 69 and 400 is also looking good. And as we head over to the MoDOT camera at 32nd and range line, looking good as well this morning, folks. Getting day underway. There's those red flag warnings. Oklahoma, they'll run through 8 for Kansas and Missouri counties. They'll run through 7 this evening. And again, remember, Mother Nature does not understand county boundaries, okay? So we still have fire danger concerns outside of that. It's just the further north and west you go, the winds don't quite reach red flag warning criteria. All right, so that doesn't mean it's any safer to burn. Again, it's not as though you cross out of Cherokee County into Labette County and all of a sudden the wind stops. That's not how it works, unfortunately. It would be interesting if it did, but it does not. We're warmer this morning, still chilly, but warmer. 40 in Joplin right now, 39 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures around the region look like that. Most of us into the upper 30s. We again do have some low 40s. Chautauqua, Veneta, and Miami are warm spots, all at 41. But then you factor in those already gusty winds, and we got some wind chills that are upwards of 10 degrees cooler than the current temperature. You can see Iola feels like 26 right now, 27 the 8th center. We got some upper 20s and low 30s for those wind chills, so definitely feeling it. But our temperatures this morning anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees warmer right now than where we were at this time 24 hours ago, and a warmer day in store for us with those gusty southwest winds out there. Mostly cloudy skies like last Tuesday as well, so it may look like it's going to rain. It is not going to rain, at least not today, but we do have some rain chances on the way. Kids out the door this morning, again, a little better than yesterday. 40 will be about the mid-50s by lunch and recess, low 60s as they head home today. And as you head out, mid-40s by 9, mid-50s by noon. Highs today, low mid-60s. Again, in southwest winds, 15 to 25 with gusts up to 45. And in some cases, maybe for some locations, reaching close to 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So again, no outdoor burning. Be cautious of anything that could spark or cause a fire, because under those conditions, again, wouldn't take much for it to spread. We'll talk about these dry and windy conditions, how long the warm weather is going to last, and about some other rain chances over the next several days here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. More officers have been shot in an overnight standoff near Reed Spring, Missouri, involving accused cop killer Richard Dean Byrd. Authorities say officers in a wooded perimeter came under fire around 11:30 last night, with at least 2 hit after hours of searching for Byrd. He's suspected in the shooting death of Christian County Deputy Gabriel Ramirez during a traffic stop on Highway 160 and later fled into the woods armed with a rifle. The blue alert was canceled just before 1 a.m. and investigators say the suspect has now been taken into custody and is no longer a threat. There's still no word on the conditions of the wounded officers or the suspect. Well, Secret Service agents shot and killed a North Carolina man who allegedly breached President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate with a shotgun and a gas canister. The first family was in Washington at the time. Investigators say 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin raised his weapon before a Palm Beach County deputy and 2 Secret Service agents opened fire. Martin had been reported missing from his rural North Carolina home a day earlier. Law enforcement is now searching his phone, computer, and social media for a motive.
He put down the gas can, raised the shotgun to a shooting position. At that point in time, the deputy and the two Secret Service agents fired their weapons and neutralized the threat.
This comes 17 months after convicted would-be assassin Ryan Routh was sentenced to life in prison for a separate plot near Mar-a-Lago. Now take a look at what the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics found in Ottawa County when they served warrants into suspected illegal cultivation and obtaining OBN registration by fraud. The agents came away with nearly 700 pounds of processed marijuana and more than 41,000 marijuana plants. They've taken at least 3 people into custody and they expect more arrests. We know at least some of this police activity was along Highway 125 between Miami and Fairland, Oklahoma. State, federal, county, city, and tribal police agencies have been working together on this case. Well, the U.S. men's hockey team arrived in South Florida yesterday after the team beat Canada in a thrilling Olympic final game in Milan, Italy over the weekend. CBS News' Christian Benavides reports from Miami.
Fans in Miami gave the USA men's hockey team a hero's welcome, fresh off their gold medal victory at the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. Inside the airport, crowds waited to cheer on Team USA after Sunday's 2-1 victory over Canada in overtime.
How's it feel to make history, brother?
Feels amazing. I couldn't be happier to do it for this country and with this special group of guys.
People of all ages were on hand to catch a glimpse of the hockey champions.
Watching it together, the bonding moment, and just support and rooting on our country was just incredible.
Very exciting. I'm probably going to tell it to my kids.
The momentous win came 46 years after Team USA beat the Soviet Union in the 1980 Miracle on Ice in Lake Placid, New York. Monday, as the American team signed autographs, some looked back and into the future.
I would say follow your dreams because I wanted to be a U.S. Olympian. Hopefully now winning this gold medal can pave the way for this next generation.
Monday night in Miami, the Olympic hockey champs are set to continue their celebrations. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The son of a famous actor and director pleads not guilty to murdering his parents in their home. And temps continue to climb in the 4 states. Chris has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, Nick Reiner, the son of actor and director Rob Reiner, pled not guilty yesterday to the stabbing deaths of his parents in their Brentwood home in December. The 32-year-old, who has a history of mental health issues, is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder as prosecutors consider whether to seek the death penalty. Just hours before their deaths, the Reiners and their son Nick attended a holiday party hosted by Conan O'Brien. The comedian broke his silence in an interview with The New Yorker.
Saying goodnight to somebody and having them leave and then find out the next day that they're gone. It's so awful. It's just so awful.
Prosecutors say they're still awaiting the final autopsy results. Nick Reiner is being held in jail without bail. His next court date is April 29th. Well, investors and trading partners are nervous as they try to figure out what's next after President Trump announced new 15% global tariffs in response to the Supreme Court ruling, which wiped out some previous tariffs. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted more than 800 points yesterday in response to the turmoil. Erica Brown has more details from Capitol Hill.
Markets took a tumble Monday amid the uncertainty over President Trump's tariff policy. He announced a new import tax on all countries after Friday's Supreme Court ruling, striking down most of his tariffs.
We're not going to stop our program. We'll just use the congressional authorities they've extended already for now.
In a 6-3 ruling, the justices said the president's use of an emergency powers law to levy sweeping tariffs was unconstitutional. In response, the White House turned to the Trade Act of 1974 to impose a 15% global tariff. European leaders say the new taxes violate the trade deal the EU made with the U.S. last July and delayed a vote to ratify the agreement.
We want to have clarity from the United States that they are respecting the deal.
On social media, the president threatened any country that wants to, quote, play games with what he called a ridiculous Supreme Court decision will be met with a much higher tariff, adding, "Buyer beware." The trade act the White House is relying on now only allows the president to impose tariffs for 150 days unless extended by Congress.
I doubt very seriously that any additional tariff authority is going to be energetically supported by most Republicans.
It's going to be, I think, a challenge to find consensus on any path forward on the tariffs.
President Trump rejected that notion Monday, saying he does not need congressional approval to impose new tariffs. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Several businesses have announced they will sue the administration to recoup the money they paid for the tariffs that the Supreme Court ruled were unconstitutional. While still to come, a new animated series for kids and action thrillers for adults highlight tonight's television. Plus, temps continue to climb in the 4 states. Chris has a look at your Tuesday forecast. Back at the late Eric Dane's final interviews about his battle with ALS. Plus, a CIA thriller is coming to television. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
A popular kids book is headed to TV. Today, Nick Jr. is unveiling the animated Mr. Crocodile series for preschoolers, debuting in the U.S. for the first time.
Snap in to a brand new show.
The series is meant to promote acceptance as it follows the adventures of a hungry but friendly crocodile and his best friend Daisy. Tributes continue to pour in following the death of actor Eric Dane, who passed away last week following his battle with ALS. The late actor returned to screens in the Netflix series Famous Last Words, released the day after his death. In the episode, he leaves his message for the world and advice for his daughters. Dane will also be featured in a documentary from the community organization I Am ALS.
This is all new to me. This is uncharted territory. I'm learning as I go. I'm just trying to walk through this thing with as much grace and dignity as I can so I can show my kids this is how you do this.
The upcoming untitled short documentary has no release date yet. And tonight, the winter return of FBI, featuring love, drama, and action.
Luca, you're insane.
Plus, the television premiere of CIA, a new show that follows agents tasked with keeping America safe amid the urgent search for a stolen top-secret weapon.
Hey, don't touch that. It's a crime scene.
Catch the premiere of thriller CIA following a new episode of FBI tonight on CBS and Paramount+. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Sounds like there's a lot of great new options to look forward to. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we've got those red flag warnings in place for us today. So here's what you need to know. Those winds increasing, gusts upwards of 45 miles an hour, maybe a little higher in some cases. We do have shower and thunderstorm chances, not great ones, but at least they're there late tomorrow into our Thursday morning. And our temperatures through the weekend, at least the first half, climbing well above normal across the area. We're going to break down details on that. Talk about those rain chances, the warm weather, some cool weather, and everything in between. When the KOAM Morning News returns, time now, 6:18. We'll be right back.
Right now at 6:30, a local library launches a 6-day conference exploring the rich history of the region.
And we've got red flag warnings out there on this warm and breezy day. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a massive winter storm breaks records across the Northeast with nearly 3 feet of snow.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Tuesday, February the 24th. Happy Tuesday to everybody.
Yeah.
It's a little warmer this morning. Still feels kind of chilly out. Don't get me wrong. I still had the heat on.
It's so much better than yesterday.
It is, and it will be even better by this afternoon. But we have those fire danger concerns again across the region. We're going to start with our look outside in downtown Pittsburgh. And there it is. Now we're getting some daylight. You can see those mostly cloudy skies out there. And mostly cloudy skies are what we have in store for us today. KDOT camera 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh. Looking back north. Looks good so far. And a quick stop to the MoDOT camera. 32nd and range line. You can see it is cloudy. Traffic is flowing. Things are going all right. People getting their day started on a breezy day. Red flag warnings. Kansas, Missouri, Missouri through 7 this evening. And in Oklahoma, they'll run through 8 this evening, as we've discussed all morning. Remember, you don't just suddenly cross the county line and the wind stops. It's just the wind gusts further west aren't expected to be at red flag warning criteria. It is still breezy and it is still dry, so no burning recommended anywhere in the 4 states, red flag warning or not. We're sitting at 40 in Joplin, 39 in Pittsburgh, and I look at these temperatures again. It's still cold, but it's better. We got a lot of upper 30s, do have some low 40s. Chautauqua, Miami, and Veneta are warmer spots. Monette, Cassville, a little colder out there, both at 34, but because it's already breezy this morning, those wind chills, 27 in Monette, 29 in Cassville. We got a lot of upper 20s, few low 30s out there, so it does definitely feel cold. Hey, look, it feels like 23 in Greenfield, but that certainly beats the what? We had 8 degrees in like Iola yesterday as a wind chill. I think Stockton, Greenfield area dropped to like 3 or 4 on those wind chills. And our temperatures this morning, can't really tell it so much with the breeze, but we are anywhere from 15 to 25 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. On to the future track again, mostly cloudy skies, breezy conditions, and just like a week ago, it may look like it's going to rain. It is not going to rain, at least not today, but we do have some shower chances on the horizon. Kids out the door this morning, about 40 degrees, mid-50s for lunch and recess. We're looking at the low 60s as they head home later today. And as you're out the door for your commute to work, school, the store, whatever you're doing. We're looking at mid-40s by 9, mid-50s by noon, low mid-60s for our highs, now going above average. Southwest winds 15 to 25, gusts to 45, maybe locally higher gusts as well. We're going to talk more about these dry and breezy conditions and our rain chances and how long this warm weather sticks around here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. The Miami Public Library kicks off its 6-day Homegrown History Conference yesterday, exploring the rich past of Ottawa County. Yesterday's sessions focused on Indigenous roots and early settlement, featuring presentations on Miami, Ottawa, Shawnee, Wyandot, and Quapaw tribal histories.
I love giving these talks about Shawnee history. It's something when I wake up, I'm thinking about Shawnee things. When I go to bed, I'm thinking about Shawnee things. And so to go out there and show how much pride we have in our nation, what we've been able to accomplish. And so that's something I'm really proud to do, and I'm honored to be able to do that work.
The conference runs through Saturday and covers topics from mining history and archaeology to the transformation of Main Street through the decades. Well, small controlled burns took place across the Joplin area yesterday, including McClelland Park, Campbell Parkway, and later Landreth and Mercy Parks. Experts with the city of Joplin and Quail Forever say prescribed fires every 3 to 5 years help clear duff, decomposing leaves and twigs, and promote native prairie growth while pushing back invasive plants. Officials stress these are planned conservation burns and ask residents not to call 911 when they see the smoke. Well, in Pittsburgh, a former Ground Zero first responder now helps current frontline workers combat burnout. Chandra Davis and her husband, pastors of Pitt Church, applied for the Frontline Builders and Happy Products campaign that sends free coffee pods to frontline workers nationwide. Emergency workers in a number of communities in southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri are benefiting from this program.
Have a connection to that community, so I've been focusing on that, and then she's been taking some of those things and distributing them out to other parts of the community, anybody that needs in need.
Davis plans to continue partnering with Frontline Builders to distribute additional products to pass along to the community. Well, Missouri marks Severe Weather Preparedness Week March 2nd through 6th. A statewide tornado drill is set for 11 a.m. Wednesday, March 4th, with schools, businesses, and families urged to practice taking over and review their emergency plans. The Weather Service reports 16 Missourians died in tornadoes in 2025, in addition to deaths from flooding and other severe storms. Well, severe weather season is approaching, and animals face the same dangers as their owners. Experts say pets and livestock should be equipped for several days with enough food, water, and medications. It's also recommended that pets are microchipped, and livestock owners should clear fuel buildup around buildings and create evacuation zones. Well, while forestaters can expect warmer weather ahead, the northeastern U.S. is struggling with a historic winter storm. Close to home, we're still dealing with weather that contributes to dangerous fire conditions. But the historic blizzard that's slamming the Northeast is bringing major cities to a standstill. Jared Hill reports from New York City, where many areas are seeing record snowfall and some areas up to 2 feet.
heavy snow swirled in blizzard-like winds across the Northeast, shutting down major cities.
This winter has been particularly tough, and this winter is not for the faint of heart.
Providence, Rhode Island set an all-time snowstorm record with almost 3 feet of snow. Atlantic City, New Jersey got more than a foot.
Visibility is like zero. I can't see in front of my face right now, and I'm frozen.
Places like Babylon on New York's Long Island are also seeing record accumulations with at least 30 inches. The storm was too dangerous even for snowplows. This one flipped on its side. This nor'easter is now one of the 10 biggest storms in New York City history.
We are plowing streets and doing everything we can to keep our roadways clear so that emergency vehicles can get through. These are dangerous conditions.
Most New Yorkers stayed off the roads with the rare travel ban in effect, but you just couldn't keep people from coming out to check out this real-life snow globe in Central Park. At the height of the storm, some residents were seen getting around on skis, even stepping out in snowshoes.
It's been nice in the park because since it's still falling, it's really deep. They haven't been able to keep up with it quite yet.
In the Philadelphia area, people sheltering in place captured scenes of a winter wonderland. But at the nation's airports, anything but smooth sailing, with thousands of flights grounded in this latest bout of winter weather. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The East Coast isn't the only region dealing with snow this week. According to the National Weather Service, higher elevations in Northern California could get more today. Another system is expected to dump snow on parts of the Great Lakes and Upper Midwest starting tomorrow. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Well, people shopping for fish are hoping to catch a break. In Consumer Watch, there was confusion at the nation's airports over the weekend after the Department of Homeland Security had initially announced that TSA PreCheck and global entry would be temporarily paused due to the partial shutdown affecting the department. DHS later reversed course and said TSA PreCheck expedited lines would continue operating following pushback from airlines, though global entry's trusted traveler program remains suspended. Well, Lent is in full swing and seafood counters are busier as many Christians give up red meat on Fridays. That spike in demand is driving up some wholesale costs, with Circana reporting pollock prices recently jumped about 30% for certain suppliers. And Labor Department data showing frozen seafood prices were already up 8.4% in December compared to the year earlier. Nicole Williams visited an Atlanta fish market to look at whether higher costs are being passed on to consumers.
Lenten season is in full swing, and now more Americans are seeking out seafood counters.
On Fridays during Lent, people fast from red meat.
Kathleen Halsey owns Kathleen's Cat in Atlanta, Georgia. Yael Majuram works here. He tells us they've been busy, icing, cutting, wrapping, and selling all kinds of fish to new and familiar faces.
Springtime is definitely an increase of customers.
Many fish markets see this spike in demand this time of year. But does the surge mean you'll spend more for your fish of choice? Halsey says that really depends on where you shop. When her suppliers pay more, she does too. But no matter what changes with supply and demand, she tries to keep her prices the same.
You can get it at a really good price.
Audra Miller says that's one of the reasons she keeps coming back.
Wednesday is the special BOGO day. They have a special freezer. You can get a buy one, get one frozen fish.
Although the Lenten rush is just getting started and prices from now to Easter are uncertain, Miller says she's happy prices won't be a problem for her here.
They care about the community and they care about who they, work with. And that's meaningful to me.
In Atlanta, Nicole Williams, CBS News.
Now today in sports, the high school basketball regular season is nearing its end this week, but teams are continuing to jockey for position and seeding before district tournaments. Frontenac dominates Columbus in girls basketball action yesterday. The Raiders jump out early when Maddie Bland finds Reese Franklin, who connects with Brecklin Condon for a three-pointer. Bland pushes the ball in transition to Jocelyn Ashbaker, who for an easy layup. Stevie Likely feeds Lakin Sullivan on the wing who finds Condon for another basket. Condon throws a long pass to Likely for 2 more points. The Raiders control the game from start to finish, cruising to a 63-23 victory over Columbus. Frontenac looks for the sweep in the boys' nightcap against Columbus. Right off the tip, Jonah Stover taps to Jet Tanner, who finds Carter Woodcock for an and 1 finish. Cooper Says feeds Tanner, who connects with Stover at the arc for a 3-pointer. Woodcock hands off to Ethan Midget, who finds Says splitting defenders for a right-handed finish. The Raiders answer when they work the ball to Jake Murphy in the corner, who drains a triple. Frontenac rallies back to complete the doubleheader sweep with a 55-43 victory over the Titans. That's it for sports. Here's Chris with a quick check of the weather.
Yeah, again, we want to remind you we do have those red flag warnings out there in place. Here's what you need to know. Gusty winds picking up across the region. Already breezy this morning, breezier as we head through the day. Scattered showers and maybe even a few rumbles of thunder possible late tomorrow into Thursday. And our temperatures continue to climb above normal as we head into Friday and Saturday. We're going to break it all down for you. Talk about those rain chances, the gusty winds, and everything else you need to know. And celebrate birthdays and anniversaries right after this. Time now for some Tuesday birthdays and anniversaries in the 4 states. We're going to start in Neosho, with Reese Robinson celebrating birthday number 5 today. Happy birthday, Reese.
And in Chicopee, Ember is celebrating birthday number 8. Happy birthday, Ember.
And in Fort Scott, Tesla Tinsley celebrating birthday number 13 today. Happy birthday.
And in Fort Scott, Josie Johnson is celebrating birthday number 14. It says, much love from all your family.
And in Columbus, Hayden Collins celebrating birthday number 25, says happy birthday from the youth group at Center Christian Church.
And in Farlington, Mark Karhoff is celebrating birthday number 60. Happy birthday, Mark.
And we've got Mary Bob Godinez celebrating birthday number 76 in Chanute. Happy birthday.
And then Neosho Lloyd Eldbrader is celebrating birthday number 92. It says, AKA his name is Zero. Happy birthday, Lloyd.
And in Chetopa, Joyce Stapleton celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Joyce.
And in Chanute, Sherry Watson is celebrating another very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sherry.
And our list continues with Cale Coombs in Frontenac celebrating birthday number 16. Happy birthday, Cale.
And an anniversary in Humboldt, where Patrick and Susan Ellis are celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary to them.
All right, and happy birthday and anniversary to everyone on our list. And of course, if you would like to celebrate with us, it is very easy to do. Samantha has that information for you.
Yes, you should pay attention to this email. You can also see it on your screen. It's birthdays@KOAMnewsnow.com. That's where you can send those photos, those anniversaries, the messages you may want us to include. But also make sure you pay plenty of attention to that deadline that you can see on your screen, so that way we can make sure to get it in plenty of time to be able to celebrate with you on your special day.
Of course, very important information there, and we have some very important weather information for you. We're starting with this. These are red flag warnings, so a reminder, the ones that you see for Kansas and Missouri will run through 7 this evening. The ones in Oklahoma will run through 8 this evening. And also keep in mind that just because you're not under a red flag warning does not mean it's any safer or wiser to burn outside of these areas. And again, Mother Nature does not understand county lines. The wind doesn't suddenly stop when you move further west. It's just the wind gusts further west will be just below the criteria for red flag warning status. So that's why we want to encourage anyone in our area to not do any outdoor burning today, and also be mindful of any activities you're doing, anything you're doing, whatever it is you may be up to that could potentially lead to a spark to start a fire, because with the low humidity levels and the gusty winds, it could easily spread. Now, the big difference between today really, and a week ago today, is our humidity levels were much lower last week. At the same time, they're a little higher. The air is still very dry, but the humidity levels are a bit better this go around. That's really the only difference, but that doesn't make it any better for burning. That's why we have red flag warnings in place. Humidity levels, though, do begin to increase a bit overnight tonight into early tomorrow. They dry out just a smidge, and then we'll see them start to increase again by tomorrow evening ahead of our shower and thunderstorm chances. So here's where, again, the wind speed, the wind gusts are the biggest reason why there aren't red flag warnings further north and west. And you can see where that divide tide is. So in the zone where we do have those red flag warnings is the greatest chance of those gusts, 40, 45, maybe in some cases locally up to 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The further west you go, it is still breezy, but just below that criteria in the 30 to 35-mile-an-hour range. We go into the evening, still breezy, especially off to the east, and then by late evening, overnight, those wind gusts will begin to ease up, and eventually the winds will shift out of the east on us, and we'll be a little bit better off out there. And as I mentioned, we have those rain chances tomorrow. We do have elevated fire conditions across the same zone, of course, right here. Last week we were at critical because we were a little drier, but still anywhere in the area, we just really don't recommend any outdoor burning. As mentioned though, we do have some rain chances coming in tomorrow. Today, it's breezy, it's warmer, and it's mostly cloudy. It's very similar to a week ago today in terms of our weather conditions. Now, as we go into Wednesday, we're mostly cloudy to just straight up cloudy at times, but we are dry for the majority of the day. It'll be after about 9, 10 o'clock, and we'll start to have opportunities for some scattered showers. Now, Future Track is holding off on the rain until very early Thursday, but I do think we could see at least some isolated showers as early as 9 or 10 tomorrow night. And these are going to be fairly isolated to widely scattered, so not all of us will see rain as we go into Thursday morning, but at least some of us will have some kind of rain chance out there before we begin to dry out as we head into Thursday afternoon. This morning, though, low 40s to get our day underway, low 50s by 11 a.m., so again, much warmer than where we were yesterday. Now look at your forecast, wake up recap in just a moment, and when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., one school in North Carolina starting their mornings with music and break dancing. Now, that story and a lot more at 7 a.m.
This is your Wake Up Recap for February 24th. Your top stories to start your day. More officers have been shot in an overnight standoff near Reed Spring, Missouri, involving accused cop killer Richard Dean Byrd. Authorities say officers in a wooded perimeter came under fire around 11:30 last night, with at least 2 hit after hours of searching for Byrd. He's suspected in the shooting death of Christian County Deputy Gabriel Ramirez during a traffic stop on Highway 160 and later fled into the woods armed with a rifle. The blue alert was canceled just before 1 a.m. and investigators say the suspect has been taken into custody and is no longer a threat. Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics in Ottawa County served warrants into suspected illegal cultivation and obtaining OBN registrations by fraud. The agents came away with nearly 700 pounds of processed marijuana and more than 41,000 marijuana plants. They've taken at least 3 people into custody, and they do expect to have more arrests. We know at least some of this police activity was along Highway 125 between Miami and Fairland, Oklahoma. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And a reminder to you folks at home, red flag warnings, parts of Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma through at least 8 this evening, and really across the region, no outdoor burning, and be very mindful of your surroundings, anything that could potentially spark a fire. We are warmer. Low to mid 60s, mostly cloudy, but those southwest winds gusting upwards of 45 miles an hour out there. Still breezy overnight, mid 50s by 10, southeast winds gusting to 25, back in the low 40s. After about 2 a.m. though, those winds will begin to ease up for us. Tomorrow, south winds 5 to 10, near 70 for those highs, and then we could get a few isolated showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder as we head late into the evening hours, into our Thursday morning, into the 60s, 70s Friday and Saturday. Another system, maybe a few more rain chances. In fact, this is the most rain chances we've had on the extended in a while. And it will warm up again in the second half of next week.
Definitely could use that rain.
We need it badly.
Thanks, Chris. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making shepherd's pie soup in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. President Trump delivering his State of the Union address this evening. Next on CBS Mornings, 2 congressional representatives on both sides of the aisle discuss what to expect.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Jasmine Kyle with SEK Humane Societies telling us about the latest happenings coming to the shelter.
And Charlene Patton back in the studio as well. It's going to wrap it up for us for now, though. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.